Guys, we've had a lot of really good budget knives on the channel, but I think this Peacock by Remet is probably one of the best, and I was very surprised because I was not expecting it to be this good. So let's turn it around, take a look at it from above, and I'll tell you what I think is one of the best values for your money on the market right now. Guys, this is the Remet Peacock folding knife. It's a small little flipper. Now, before we go any further, in all transparency, this was provided to me by the company. Like Nick Shabazz always used to like to say, you know, when the things got provided. However, they did not handpick this for me. They basically sent me a voucher. And I ordered the knife off Amazon. It came directly from Amazon. So they did not hand pick one for me. This thing is a very nice little knife done in 9CR18 MOV, which is an underrated steel. I really do like 9CR. There's a handful of steels out there that get a bad rap, but 9CR is a good all-around steel. It's done in a drop point with a nice swedge, and then it's ground to a fairly decent behind the edge thickness. It's not ultra thin, but it's also not too thick, and it has held up incredibly well. There is no question in my mind on the heat treat that they're doing on this steel. It's a flipper and thumb stud with FRN handles and a nice deep carry-esque pocket clip done in a liner lock. It is not a real big knife. I'm going to go grab a couple knives for size comparison. Your first one's going to be Benchmade 940, a knife almost all of you should have a good size reference, I should say. Tip to tip, tail to tail, almost identical in length. So your next knife and final knife is the Chris Risa Benza Large 21, another knife most of you guys are going to know as a size reference. You can see it's kind of in the same realm size-wise as the 940, but a little bit smaller than this one. So let's get this out of the way. So now you guys know we had that other Remet on the channel that they call their hand feel folding knife. It's a really, really basic model. This is a little bit different than that. This is a much better done knife. It still is a very good value at $32 right now on Amazon. I will have a link to it down below. But this is a great little knife. In hand, really, really comfortable. The handles are very well done, even though they do have kind of that old school original Spyderco look to them, a little bit cheap look. They feel very good. You have good traction, but it's not aggressive. It's just about the right amount of traction. They are FRN, so they're really light, but they have held up really well. Decent resilience, and they have steel liners inside. Like I mentioned, liner lock. Now at $32, you're getting a pretty good value because this is a really nice knife. At $32, it's running on bearings, but here was the thing that surprised me. It has got action on it that is as smooth, if not smoother, than a lot of much more expensive knives. This thing has held up very well. No blade play, no lock rock, good lock bar access, and it's a fairly attractive little package at the price point. I was kind of taken aback by how much I liked this, which is why it's taken us a while to get a full review. I did a lot of cutting with this. The edge has held up really well. As a matter of fact, yesterday I used it. It was the first time I had to use a ceramic rod on it since I got it, and this has been knocking around in my pocket for a while. Finish has held up very well. You can see minimal scratching on that. And it has cut a lot of cardboard. So you've got some minimal scratching on that satin, which typically scratches up pretty well. And as far as the finish is done very well on it. So it's a pretty attractive little knife. Pocket clip in hand, very, very comfortable. This thing sits in the hand and in the pocket very well. This is one that I would say would be great for throwing in a toolbox if you needed a nice little knife to have in your toolbox, in your glove box, tackle box. You know what I'm saying? It is a comfortable cutter. The handles don't have any hot spots on them. They've been nicely molded because, you know, they are injection molded. Backspacer on it is a third piece. So it's not it's not like a clamshell design. So 3-piece construction, it appears. I haven't had it apart, so I can't say for definite, but it absolutely looks like, yeah, that's 3-piece construction. So good molding on it. No hot spots, no spots where you can see the molds meeting. And like I said, in cut, it's comfortable. and it's nice and light. So it's got a lot of stuff going for it. There is not really much negative to say about it. There are a couple small things that I'll point out, and most of them are just minor little things. So let's turn this around and look at the bad stuff right after you hear from Coffee Brand Coffee, this video's sponsor. Guys, you guys know I love coffee. I even have my own personalized coffee mug. But did you know that a lot of the coffee companies out there take a lot of the money that you give them that they should be throwing back into the company to make a better product and turn it into activism dollars? Coffee Brand Coffee does not do that. They take no stance politically any direction. They take all the money that they make and try to make a better product. So if you want to support this channel and a company that I absolutely do like the fact that they don't lean either direction politically, check out Coffee Brand Coffee. There's a link down below that will save you 5% at checkout, or you can use the coupon code Crazy Sharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, Crazy Sharp, all one word. They also have cold brew coffee, teas, and cocos, freshly ground and roasted to order. So check them out, support them, and support this channel. So as good as this knife is at the price point, it's got a couple little minor things that I did find that, I mean, one of them is just an aesthetic thing. The other two are, well, both of them. One of the other ones is kind of an aesthetic thing. It's not completely centered. I mean, at $32, am I going to throw a fit that it's not completely centered? No, but it is a little off center. You can see it favors the pocket clip side, the lock side, ever so slightly. Next thing, and it's going to lead into the final thing. The termination of the swedge, if you look at where this ends here, is not consistent. It's a little bit ground further on one side than the other. And then it does have an asymmetric edge. So there was a little bit of an issue with the grinding. That could mean that this blade was ground a little uneven. And that could be that the blade has been ground over a little differently. And that's what favors the side on it. But it's a very minor thing, and that, I mean, that's a pretty big difference between side to side, but I can sharpen that out. And the fact is, it's still very sharp. So I'm not sure whether it's the blade that was ground uneven or the edge that was ground uneven, but not a big deal. And then the last thing is, that lock bar is a little thin. You've got really good access and it's not an issue, but it does feel like when you put your thumb on it to disengage the lock bar, it does feel a little sharp. If you've got sensitive hands, might not be something you want. And then the very final thing is, you do have okay jimping, but I would like to have seen this jimping be a little bit sharper, just a little bit more aggressive so you didn't slide around on it. It's okay. It's better in gloves. I did try it. I put on a pair of gloves just to see. It does catch gloves a little bit better if you're wearing like a pair of the rubberized coated work gloves. But all in all, for a knife that's coming in at $32, you're getting a very good package. It's so light. So let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you back out about your day. So there you go, guys. I love a good budget knife. And when I can get excited about one that's even at the $30 price point, it's not so much that it's such a great knife. It's just that it is such a great knife at that price. I mean, it's a lot like the Migron Valona. It hits really high above its weight class. If I hadn't known how much this knife cost, I would expect it to be closer to $50, $60, but it's only $32. So I will put a link to it down below. Guys, that's it on this one. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down, but tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. You can also support the channel financially if you want to go to either one of my sponsors, Tempered Trail or Coffee Brand Coffee. They both share a coupon code of Crazy Sharp, all one word, capital C, capital S. Coffee Brand Coffee is going to do a giveaway. They're sponsoring a giveaway on this channel. I will do that in a live feed coming up soon. But if you use the link down below for Coffee Brand Coffee, it has the discount code built in. I also have got an Amazon store down below. If you want to take that Amazon store link, pin it to your browser, use that for all of your Amazon shopping. I get credit for it. Doesn't cost you anything at checkout. It supports the channel. And if you want to become a member, it would be amazing because it would be great to add more people to that community. We have got a community that's worldwide now on the Gilded server, which is a benefit that all the members get. The baseline and premium tier members are automatically entered into giveaways that I do that are separate from the giveaways on the YouTube channel. And the premium guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series here on YouTube. behind that paywall. So guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comment section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I'll see you in the next video.